Ever feel like that energy drink aisle is just like stuck in overdrive? You know?
Yeah.
It's all just like sugar rushes and crashes. But we're diving into PhytoPower X today.
Right.
And this one seems to be going for something a little different. We're talking like probiotics,
Yeah.
adaptogens,
Definitely not your typical grab and go energy drink.
not the usual
Yeah,
suspects.
definitely not.
So let's unpack this with expert speaker. They've got all the research broken down, ready to see if this drink really delivers this whole extreme energy perfected.
And they're really using some bold language to grab your attention.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
But what's interesting here is the focus on being microbiome friendly,
Right.
right? That's not the usual angle you see from these energy drinks, which,
No.
they're often about that quick hit,
Right.
not so much the long-term health.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so they're not just like slapping on a new marketing tactic. They're really leading with it.
It seems like it.
Okay. So the foundation of PhytoPower X, at least according to, everything we're seeing, is this like powerhouse blend of targeted probiotics. They even give you the CFU count, which I always find interesting.
Right.
A whopping 20 billion per serving.
That's a lot. That's definitely higher than a lot of the probiotic supplements out there.
Yeah, yeah.
But the question is, does it live up to the hype?
Right.
And does targeting the strains, does that actually matter?
So it's not just about throwing any bacteria at the wall and hoping they stick around in your gut. Like, they actually chose Lactobacillus plantarum, Lactobacillus rhamnosus, and Bifidobacterium infantis for a reason. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And from the material we have here, it suggests they picked these because they've been linked to, a more diverse gut microbiome.
Okay.
And some studies suggest they can actually help your body produce energy more efficiently. Interesting. So theoretically, these little bacteria could be helping you power through your day, not just giving you that temporary jolt. But PhytoPower X doesn't stop there. They also throw in 250 milligrams of caffeine.
Okay.
And it's a combo of guarana and yerba mate. Now, I know a thing or two about caffeine,
Right.
but this combo has me curious. Is it overkill?
Well, it's actually a pretty clever combination if you think about it.
Okay.
Because, you see, they both have caffeine,
Huh.
but they have their own additional benefits, right?
Okay.
Guarana, that releases caffeine a little more slowly.
Okay.
So it's not that, like, spike and crash.
Right.
You might get a more sustained energy boost.
Okay, so maybe fewer of those caffeine jitters.
Potentially, yeah.
I can get behind that.
And then you've got the yerba mate,
Yeah.
which, brings its own kind of antioxidants and nutrients. Similar to, like, a green tea,
Right.
but a slightly different composition.
Okay.
So it's not just about, like, doubling down on caffeine, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more about, like, a well-rounded energy experience.
Interesting. And they didn't stop with just like the probiotics and the caffeine combo. The ingredient list also mentions L-theanine and black pepper extract. I swear I've been seeing those two popping up everywhere lately. What's the deal with those?
You're right. Those are trendy.
Yeah.
And for good reason. L-theanine, which you often find in green tea as well, it's supposed to, like, promote calmness and focus.
Okay.
So in theory, right, it could balance out the caffeine jitters.
So instead of being like wired and jittery, you get this like focused, calm energy. I'm liking where this is going.
That's the idea,
Okay.
at least in theory. And then there's black pepper extract, more specifically the piperine in it. And that, they say, it can enhance bioavailability of the other compounds.
Interesting.
Basically, it helps your body actually absorb and use those good ingredients.
Okay. So they're trying to cover all their bases, making sure those ingredients don't just like disappear in your system.
Yeah.
They want to make sure you're really getting, the most bang for your buck.
Exactly.
But let's get into this X factor they keep mentioning. Speaking of boosting energy, this ingredient blend seems to be where PhytoPower X really tries to differentiate itself.
Yeah, the X factor, this is where it gets particularly interesting.
Right.
PhytoPower X includes cordyceps, mycelium,
Okay.
and reishi mushroom.
Okay, mushrooms in my energy drink. That's not your typical combination, that's for sure.
Right.
What's the story with these two? Are we talking about, like, some kind of magic mushroom power-up here?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
While they might not be magic,
Okay.
cordyceps and reishi are considered adaptogens,
Okay.
which means they can, like, help your body handle stress more effectively.
Interesting.
And there's a growing body of research on adaptogens.
Okay.
And these two in particular have gotten a lot of attention.
So less about instant energy and more about helping your body deal with, like, just the daily grind.
Exactly. And while the marketing material we have here makes some pretty bold claims about everything from enhanced oxygen uptake
Okay.
and exercise performance to improved stress response and even, get this, a boosted libido.
Hold on, they're claiming this drink can boost your sex drive too.
Yeah.
Now that's some powerful marketing.
Well, let's just say the research on those claims,
Yeah.
particularly the libido boosting aspect,
Yeah.
is far from conclusive.
Right.
It's important to approach those types of claims with a healthy dose of skepticism
Right.
and really focus on what the more kind of, you know, rigorous scientific studies tell us.
Okay, so maybe stick to Barry White for that kind of boost for now.
Yeah.
Okay.
But back to the science. When it comes to cordyceps, there actually is some promising research suggesting it could be beneficial for exercise performance,
Okay.
especially endurance.
Okay.
Some studies show that it might help improve how your body utilizes oxygen.
Okay, so maybe not a love potion, but potentially helpful for someone training for a marathon or something? That actually makes a lot more sense.
Exactly. But, as always, more research is needed.
Right.
And when it comes to reishi, it's been used traditionally for its calming properties.
Okay.
And there is some early research that suggests it might help with sleep
Okay.
and stress management.
Okay, starting to see how these mushrooms could fit into the whole, sustainable energy angle.
Yeah.
But there's another claim that caught my eye, maximum bioavailability.
Right.
They're saying they've designed PhytoPower X so that your body absorbs these ingredients as efficiently as possible.
Okay.
Is this just marketing jargon, or is there something to it?
It's a good question. And to their credit, it's not entirely smoke and mirrors.
Okay.
They point to ingredients like methylated folate,
Okay.
which is a more bioavailable form of folate.
Right.
Essentially, your body can more readily absorb and utilize it compared to other forms of folate.
So it's like the difference between giving someone a fully assembled bicycle versus handing them a box of parts and wishing them luck.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. And then there's that black pepper extract again with the piperine we talked about earlier.
Right.
Remember how we were talking about how it can potentially enhance the absorption of other compounds?
Right.
Well, that's their rationale for including it here.
Okay. So they're trying to make sure those star ingredients don't go to waste.
Exactly.
But let's get real for a second.
Yeah.
If someone is listening to this and thinking, okay, this PhytoPower X sounds kind of interesting, but couldn't I just take a probiotic supplement and drink a cup of coffee or, my usual pre-workout? What would you say to that?
Right.
Why choose this drink over other options? That's the million-dollar question, right? Like, on the surface, it seems like you could just piece together all those components yourself.
Yeah, you could.
Just go buy everything individually.
For sure. And I think for some people that might be the more appealing route.
Yeah.
But you do have to think about the convenience factor.
Right.
PhytoPower X gives you that prepackaged solution.
Yeah.
You get your probiotics, your caffeine, your adaptogens, all in one drink.
True.
No need to, source separate supplements or brew multiple beverages.
Yeah, and let's not forget about that whole, tantalizing tropical pineapple passion fruit flavor they advertise.
Right.
They definitely know how to make it sound tempting.
They do.
But even with natural ingredients, there's always potential downsides, right?
Absolutely. It's so important to keep in mind that even if it is natural, it can still have, potent effects.
Right.
And there could be interactions.
Yeah.
Especially if you're taking medications.
All right.
Or have pre-existing health conditions.
Yeah.
So it's always wise to, check in with your doctor or a registered dietitian before you add something like this, especially with so many active ingredients.
It's better to be safe than sorry.
Exactly.
Always good to get, that personalized advice from a professional.
For sure.
Okay, so for someone listening who's they're intrigued, they're interested, but they want to do their due diligence.
Right.
What would you recommend? What kind of further research?
I love it. That's the sign of a savvy consumer.
Yeah.
I would say, look beyond those marketing claims.
Yeah.
And really try to dig into the scientific evidence.
Yeah.
For example, what did the studies say about these specific probiotic strains?
Right.
The ones that are actually in PhytoPower X.
Yeah.
Are there studies that support those exact strains for energy production?
Okay.
And, what about the dosage of, the cordyceps and the reishi?
Right.
Is the amount that's in one serving, does that actually line up with the amounts that they're using in these studies where they're finding benefits?
Okay, so it's about Like, don't just take their word for it. Do
Exactly.
your own digging.
Exactly.
Look for those clinical trials,
Yeah.
peer-reviewed studies,
Yep.
and really see if those claims, like, actually hold up.
Exactly. It's all about being an informed consumer.
Yeah, and also what works for one person might not work for another.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
People respond differently to all sorts of things.
Exactly.
This is no exception.
So, listener's name, there you have it.
There it is.
PhytoPower X, all dissected from
Yes.
those gut-boosting bacteria to the exotic mushrooms.
That's right.
This drink is making some bold claims.
Big promises.
Expert speaker, any final thoughts for listeners' name as they're, out there navigating this world of energy drinks and just like wellness trends in general?
Here's something I was thinking about as we were talking about all of this.
Okay.
We've been, kind of dissecting this idea of energy as this like immediate boost.
Right.
But what if, like that true sustainable energy,
Right.
it's not so much about those quick fixes.
Yeah.
It's about, a more holistic approach.
I like it.
So thinking about things like nourishing your gut health,
Right.
managing your stress effectively,
Right.
prioritizing quality sleep.
Those are the foundation. That's the foundation.
Yeah.
And while, PhytoPower X might offer some cool possibilities,
Yeah.
it's important to remember that no single drink is a magic bullet.
It's not about to change your life overnight.
Exactly.
Love it. Food for thought, everyone.
Right.
It's all about looking at the big picture, understanding the science, and then making those choices.
Informed choices.
Yes, thank you.
Of course.
That align with your own individual needs and goals.
Exactly.
We'll be back next time with another deep dive, ready to unpack some more fascinating topics.
Always fun.
Until then, stay curious.